The old wise saying reminds us that rising to eminence by merit, you live respected and die regretted. On this note, and with a heavy heart but clear duty, I come before you, Mr. Speaker, having defended budget in good times and reforms in difficult ones. I have stood on both sides of this aisle. I have seen government rise and fall and witnessed both the best of our democracy and sometimes its worst. But Mr. Speaker, rarely have I encountered a budget statement so detached from reality, so hollow in its promises, and so dangerous in its implications as the 2026 budget now before us. This is not a document of hope. It is not a blueprint for transformation. It is not even an honest accounting of our nation's condition. Mr. Speaker, this budget is built on propaganda, sustained by abandonment, and destined to deepen the suffering of ordinary Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, simply put, this is not a budget. It is a national retreat disguised as a national plan. But Mr. Speaker, this government must keep in mind that it keeps repeating that it inherited a collapsed, comatose, lifeless economy in January 2025. But the World Bank, not the minority, not the MPP, but the World Bank, in its official Ghana review overview updated on October 6, 2025, records the truth. Quote, stabilization has improved conditions with 2024 growth at 5.7%. Mr. Speaker, this must sink. 5.7% real GDP growth in 2024 before this government touched the wheel. Now compare that with their own projections. In their 2025 budget, they projected growth at 3.3%, a collapse of 2.4 percentage points. Even the World Bank's generous assessment reaches only 4.3% for 2025. And for 2026, this budget promises 4.8%. The arithmetic is brutal. The 2024 under Nanado's MPP, 5.7 growth, this has been certified by the World Bank. 2025 under NDC, 3.3% to 4.3% growth, according to their own figures. Then the 2026 under the same NDC, they project 4.8%. If 5.7% growth is comatose, what name should we give to 3.3%? Paralyzed, dead, or arrival? By their own numbers, the economy is now performing worse than the so-called collapse they claim they inherited. The truth is merciless. MPP handed over a stabilized, recovering economy growing at 5.7%. The NDC slowed it at 3 to 4%. Mr. Speaker, when you slow down faster than the dead economy you inherited, you cannot claim to have inherited ruins. This grand deception is the foundation of everything that follows. Every abandoned program, every misprioritized allocation, and every constitutional violation. Once this lie is exposed, everything else begins to crumble. It's the reason why I reminded my colleagues that if you rise to eminence by merit, you live respected. Now your lies, your propaganda, stand exposed after you lie to the people. Mr. Speaker, let me turn to the human consequences of this deception. 6 Ghanaian women died in a stampede at Elwak Stadium. They were not there because they all dreamed of becoming soldiers. They were there because in an economy where jobs have vanished and opportunity has been strangled, any recruitment exercise looks a lifeboat. Those young women died because desperation met poor preparation in a context of mass joblessness. Mr. Speaker, their deaths are not random. They are a direct consequence of policy abandonment. They are human costs of government that has slowed economic growth and quietly killed the very programs that once absorbed labor and gave young people hope. If planting for food and jobs was still robust, if 1D1F was still expanding, if Agenda 111 was employing workers across the country, the probability of thousands of desperate young women piling up at the gate would have been far lower. Before we discuss billions and percentages, let us remember, their debt must not be in vain. Their budget must be judged by whether it prevented another LWAC or guarantees more. On that test, Mr. Speaker, this budget fails catastrophically. Mr. Speaker, LWAC was not an isolated incident. It was a direct consequence of economic policy that has methodically dismantled every viable pathway to employment. Consider the evidence. 32% of youth aged 15 to 24% are unemployed. These statistics reflect a challenge we inherited when we assumed office in 2017. Yet we actively address these through structured programs. Planting for food and jobs, 1D1F, Agenda 111, and the Youth Start entrepreneurial funding and training. Whilst imperfect, these programs constituted a functioning employment architecture that delivered 5.7 economic growth. This government's response, systematic demolition. They eliminated the PFJ without replacement, 1D1F cancelled, they abandoned Agenda 111, and what do we see? Stagnation. Having dismantled the working solution, they now offer an uncosted fantasy of 800,000 new jobs and a betrayed manifesto promise. Where is the 1 million coders that has been reduced to 100 million without targets, alongside declining growth to 3.3%? Let me be blunt. Their priorities are in the least a scandal. They can find billions for new presidential jets, yet find a fraction of that for their jobs for the youth. What matters more, the comfort of a new presidential jet or the survival of millions on the ground? Mr. Speaker, this is not just hypocrisy. It is a declaration of war on the aspiration of our children. The young women at LWAC did not just die. They were sacrificed on the altar of political vanity and breathtaking incompetence. We will not stand for it. Ghana's youth deserve better than ghost programs and empty promises. They deserve the ladder of opportunity this government so cruelly destroyed. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to the budget itself. This budget, Mr. Speaker, this budget is a cut and paste budget. When we say the successes of Nanado government is as a result of solid foundation laid by his administration, the NDC start to fight. But look at pages 74, 75 to 76, paragraphs 519 to 533. It is a complete cut to paste, cut and paste budget. They claim we have a ministry for works and housing. With all the 60 ministers, with all the appointees in cabinet, they could not open their eyes to see that they were selling something to Parliament that they themselves have not defined as part of the ministries. Mr. Speaker, how can you, at paragraph 519, claim that there's a Ministry of Railway Development? How can you, at paragraph 528, say that Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, and then at paragraph 523, again say Ministry of Works and Housing? Where was the deputy minister who could have paid attention to these details and dotted the I's? Where were the ministers? And this document has been brought to Parliament. In the list, this document might be withdrawn and a new budget brought before Parliament. Parliament will not accept this cut and paste budget, and all the things you have in there are things that you pulled from the previous budget and pasted them. Where is the Ministry for Railway and Development? Mr. Speaker, our friends have been exposed. A lazy attitude in preparation of a national document for Parliament. How could it have been a mistake? This is not a mistake. This is incompetence. This is clear that you did not prepare the budget with due diligence. Else you won't come and tell us Ministry for Works and Housing, Ministry for Railway Development, and write anything because you think you have the numbers to say here. We, the minority, the mighty minority, will scrutinize. And you can choose to use the courts and other means together with your numbers to get all of us out of this chamber. We will still protest and scrutinize you outside of this chamber. Mr. Speaker, at paragraph 33, page 5 of the budget, this is what they say. That, Mr. Speaker, the year 2025 has unfolded against a backdrop of deepening global uncertainty, heightened trade disputes, persistent geopolitical tensions, and uneven monetary tightening across major economies have damaged global confidence and investment flows. Mr. Speaker, these are the words of the Finance Minister. Since when, Mr. Speaker, did global economic uncertainties affect the economy of Ghana? When you were in opposition, you failed to accept that global economic challenges had effects on Ghana. Today, in presenting your national budget, you are blaming global uncertainties has haven't affected you. Mr. Speaker, our friends have been exposed. Their hypocrisy now known to the people of Ghana, that this is not a group of principled political leaders, but a group of convenience political leaders. Each day in government, they change their positions. They change authority as and when it pleases them. Mr. Speaker, we will hold them to account. We will expose them. We will scrutinize every move of them. Even if they use subtle ways to reduce our numbers, even if we are left with one in this chamber, we will put the heat at their feet and make life uncomfortable for them. Mr. Speaker, today, if you read paragraph 902 all the way to 905, this government claims that GMPC will be drilling oil in 2026. Mr. Speaker, a critical question must be asked. Whether or not GMPC can undertake major exploration, especially drilling in the Volta Basin, with such drastically reduced funding. And then, Mr. Speaker, they claim that we as a country, we are going to generate our own power. This power that we are going to generate, have you first dealt with the inefficiencies in the system? Because, Mr. Speaker, currently there is excess capacity. The take or pay agreement we have, that is costing so much money. You haven't dealt with it, and you say you are going to set up a new system, a new thermal plant, using future savings to do that. Is it another scandal in waiting? Mr. Speaker, if the majority and its government do not avail themselves for the minority, as few as we are, with our might and intellect to scrutinize you, you may go down in history as the most corrupt government in the history of Ghana. Avail yourselves and let us scrutinize you. Mr. Speaker, look at ECOWAS, the ECOWAS sub-regional growth. Mr. Speaker, table 4, page 8 of the budget. Clearly, table 4 explains why the mighty minority says that this budget is growthless, jobless, and hopeless. Mr. Speaker, perhaps
Honorable Minority Leader, please proceed. The respective backs should take note because I can hear noise from both sides. So we should all remain silent and listen to the debate. Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ghanaian story, when compared to our peers in ECOWAS, is nothing good to write home about. From their own table 4 at page 8, it is clear all other countries in the sub-region did so well in terms of their growth. Mr. Speaker, if you walk through this list one by one, their incompetence is exposed. We are asking them, where are the jobs? Ejumanu wahe? Where is the 24-hour economy? It is clear that 24-hour economy no atonsio. Mr. Speaker, let's go to the industrial sector. Reference Appendix 1C, page 15. The NPP administration left a burgeoning industry sector that grew at 7.1%. Mr. Speaker, growth in that sector has declined to a paltry 3.6% in 2025. This decline is due to the lack of activity in the construction subsector. Numbers don't lie. Whereas construction subsector grew at 9.6% in 2024, growth in the sector has declined to 2.9% in 2025. Now you see why we have been clamoring for you to pay contractors. Even your own ministers, 2025, did not have their releases. Non-payment of arrears owed contractors means they have to move away from sites. Most road projects initiated have been abandoned. Agenda 111 have been abandoned. Contract construction is a bedrock. First big push agenda, and whilst projects started by the previous government stopped. Pay contractors. Continue road projects started. Complete the Kaswa-Winneba Road. Finish the Adenta Dodua Road. Finish the Tamapampram stretch. Complete the Swami interchange. And finish the PTC interchange. The NPP administration under Nana Akufo-Addo has a record of over 13,000 kilometers of road. Mr. Speaker, the 13,000 kilometers road leave our leader alone.
Please, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, government, Mr. Speaker, can never be matched by this administration. Mr. Speaker, now let's look at revenue, fiscal performance. May I refer them to Appendix 2A at page 154 of the budget. Mr. Speaker, because it was unachievable and that the figures were cooked just to make the budget look good. Mr. Speaker, unperturbed in the mid-year budget review, they presented a further revised revenue and grant upwards to 229.9 billion, representing 16.4% of GDP. Again, we warn them to desist from deceiving the Ghanaian public and potential investors. What do we see now? The Minister of Finance and his government have finally revised the end-year projected revenue and grant to 226.4 billion, a whopping 3.5 billion difference. Is this competence? Incompetence. Mr. Speaker, the bizarre aspect of all of this is that they disregarded the full facts and figures. They programmed to rake in 162.6 billion in the first 9 months of the year. And this programming was done significantly in July. Mr. Speaker, in the first 9 months, you were able to only get 11.1%. What are you hiding from the Ghanaian people? How can you raise 72 billion in 3 months when you only had 154 billion in 9 months? You can project big revenue, but actual performance would expose you. I repeat, you can project big revenue, but actual performance will expose you. Mr. Speaker, a word to the wise is enough. Now, Mr. Speaker, let us look at expenditure. Expenditure as the presidency has ballooned. Expenditure at the presidency has ballooned. It is in excess of 1. Is contained in the budget. Perhaps he doesn't know what is contained in the budget. We, the mighty minority, have read the budget in full, and we know the details. Mr. Speaker, they fail to provide for the private sector. They fail to create opportunities. Yet, at the presidency alone, they are spending in excess of 1.5 billion cedis. Mr. Speaker, let me turn to the women banking sector. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the NDC that they cannot deceive the Ghanaian people. I refer them to Appendix 4A of page 174 of the budget. Mr. Speaker, they claim that they are providing 401 million to start the women banking. Mr. Speaker, what they try to hide are the things I'm going to tell the Ghanaian people. Per Act 930, there's supposed to be a minimum capital which capital must be unimpaired. Now, the minimum capital requirement for opening a bank, establishing a bank, is 400 million. That 400 million, you can't touch it. So if you say you are providing 400 million to establish the women banking, what money are you going to use to provide the loans? Mr. Speaker, in the 2025 budget, you did nothing about the women banking. Now you are providing for 400 million to establish a bank. What are you going to give out as loans? Again, you have deceived the women of this country. 2025 provided nothing, then in 2026 too, nothing. Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy has now become a chorus. If you go through the budgets, paragraph 431, paragraph 458, paragraph 479, Mr. Speaker, there's one chorus. They even describe it at 24 economy plus and 24-hour economy. Which is which? Every paragraph, you precede it with 24-hour economy. So what is the meaning of 24-hour economy? The one job, three shifts in way. Okay, nichuma baba. Ingbe nichuma yo. Abibo. Abibo ake ingbe nichuma yo. Mr. Speaker, the people of Ghana are asking the NDC 2025, 2026, even 2025, we can forgive you because you are just come. But what about 2026? What are the variables? What are the policy measures you've introduced to inspire growth, to create employment? Mr. Speaker, at ECG, even where you had an opportunity to use electricity tariffs as an incentive to develop this 24-hour economy, you failed. This year alone, you have increased tariffs by 18%. 18% across board. How do you, without introducing reforms, burden the ordinary Ghanaian to pay more taxes, to pay more tariffs? Added to that was your 1 Ghana cedi per petrol diesel bought at the pump. What have you done? You claim that you are taking away e-levy, yet in the dead of night, you introduce the Doomsday levy, you introduce 18% electricity tariffs, and in the same vein, you claim that you are going to provide an incentive for economic growth and for businesses to work all night. What a hypocrisy. What a double standard. What an unprincipled government. Mr. Speaker, this government claims that it is going to develop Ghana. I want to ask a simple question. What have you provided for agriculture? Go through the budget on agriculture. You abandon the planting for food and jobs. You are rather giving more money to the gold board and abandoning our farmers. Akufo-Addo constructed no less than 12 landing beach sites at our coast. Go to the fishery subsector. What have you provided for them? Zero. Nothing. Yet you say we should praise you. All the monies you have provided for giving to Galamsey activities through Gold Board, are you making a distinction between regularly mined gold and illicit gold? All we know is that Bank of Ghana is releasing dollars for Gold Board to buy gold. There is no transparent account. One day, one day. One day, one day. One day, one day. All the transactions and the Gold Board, where the exchange rate losses, the differentials, went to, you would account for them. Mr. Speaker, let me proceed to deal with another issue. Mr. Speaker, recently the Vice President of our Republic raised this issue of public debt. Mr. Speaker, specifically, paragraphs 199 to 201 at page 32. This is what the NDC, Mr. Speaker, this is what they say. They claim that the public debt decline, the public debt to GDP declined from 68.9% as at end of September 2024 to a 45% a year later due to the debt exchange program. You go to the Ghanaian people and tell them that the debt exchange program was bad. But today you are taking credit for the debt exchange program. You are telling the people of Ghana now, after you had gotten power, the DDEP significantly lowered the debt. The agreement reached last year with commercial creditors, particularly Euro bond holders, helped a lot in debt reduction. The last leg with official bilateral creditors having become effective is the final bit. This is not prudent debt management, according to you. You are actually now adding to the debt stock. So when you meet IMF and the World Bank, you praise the Akufo-Addo administration for the steps taken in stabilizing the economy. Yet, when you meet the full soldiers, you lie to them. You will be exposed. Your hypocrisy is now known to all. You are now known as a government of convenience. Your principle is lost on you. Nobody takes you serious. Mr. Speaker, let me refer to paragraph 364 at page 54 of the budget. This is what the NDC government says about the Electoral Commission. Quote, Mr. Speaker, in 2025, the Electoral Commission delivered on its constitutional mandate with professionalism and transparency. Following the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, the Commission conducted election for the confirmation of 261 metropolitan, municipal, district chief executives. It also organized the rerun of Ablekuma North parliamentary elections, conducted Akotiaba elections, and supervised the Council of State elections for 16 regional representatives. Mr. Speaker, today, this same NDC is now crucifying the Electoral Commission through a questionable petition. Mr. Speaker, again, the governance of convenience has been exposed. Mr. Speaker, we thought that after coming to power and claiming that everything was in shambles, they will come around with a new idea. Mr. Speaker, Omubaye, Omasem ni se Ghana bibia nkoso, Omudi ejuma eba, enkola no yemba no anajo ombenye ejuma ye wo dokra obetumi adwo anojo. Omo se electricity bo beko form. Omo se ejuma ebeba ende ankronkro ejuma na MPP abreso omo de ba ya na yesema ye nje omo tax no se ejuma ni nyine collapse. NDC aban endro nkoa e wo mo budget ni mu. Mr. Speaker, omo de VAT enkane no na omo a omo ye ejuma ewo makola ewo magazine omo na omo wo flat system 3% and there omo atwani nyina mu 3% no nanka enkane no small scale businesses no anu nso omo ye no omo atwamu ese omo ye reform. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minority Leader, I intend not to interrupt you.
Mr. Speaker,
you know,
I will
by the rules, By the rules. Please continue.
The speaker Ghana etie. Enti abeka no kra no. Mr. Speaker, Mrs. Subio. And omubaye electricity bua kosro. Who koto petrol 1 liter bi omuju 1 Ghana cedi. With the Okada, Ekoto petrol. With the motorbike, Ekoto petrol. Omojo 1 Ghana cedi. And so omo see omo de adwuma ba. Mr. Speaker. Ba omo ba ye. Yenya ye ni tua. Eye sikedi enkwa. So far, Mr. Speaker, omo ankasa ka say tax waiver and yet and say Mr. Speaker sika ankomo betumi e dia development omo de $10 million and komo de achatata one company $10 million. Mr. Speaker, me was at $10 million way nke betumi dia ye mpuntu juma ewe enkra bebre. Mr. Speaker, instead of granting tax waiver to one company of $10.4 million, that money could have been used to construct more roads, to construct more schools. But Mr. Speaker, they chose convenience. Mr. Speaker, the year of Wokrani said, almost your koto aeroplane kasiye ediamo mampeni so fentu kwan na wo share aeroplane no buo eko billions, Mr. Speaker, or pp and so and kolani here juma aye and almost your koto aeroplane ama omampeni so fentu kwan and so and canon almost say Wuto plane more man penya and ya the papa into one case of principles no way. Mr. Speaker, the NDC, when agriculture stops absorbing labor, when factories stop hiring, when construction sites shut down, young people go somewhere. Too many, they are going into illegal mining. Our rivers are turning brown. Our forests disappearing. Our cocoa farms are being destroyed. Communities are being poisoned. Yet in this budget, no bold, well-funded alternative livelihood program is being initiated. Mr. Speaker, let me go to the gold board. This government has surrendered to the Galamsey activities. And let me be very clear. Let me even make it graver. This government has become its enabler. In this budget, government announces a gold board purchase, announces a gold board to purchase gold from small-scale miners. But Mr. Speaker, recently, Professor Adai warned us that the gold board will become a state laundering mechanism for Galamsey gold. They are not fighting illegal mining. The NDC government through gold board is rather financing it. This is giving it state endorsement. So all that they do, claiming that NIMO is out there to enforce, is falsehood. Today, members of NIMO are getting hurt, shot at, dying needlessly in a fight their own government has abandoned. But let us remember, this is a country that lost 8 innocent souls, including top 2 ministers, on their way to a program fighting illegal mining. 8 lives, 2 ministers, all in service of the fight against Galamsey. And yet their own government is today demonstrating neither the seriousness nor the commitment necessary to defeat illegal mining. Instead, it has set up a gold board to buy gold it cannot trace, from miners it cannot verify, in a system designed for complicity rather than enforcement. This is horrifying. This is a betrayal of those 8 souls. It is a betrayal of every soldier risking their life. It is a betrayal of every Ghanaian who wants cleaner water and future for their children. If this government cannot trace the gold, it must not buy the gold. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn to their infamous sanitary pad scandal. Numbers don't lie. In July 2025, the Finance Ministry said the price of sanitary pads had been reduced from 25 cedis to 15 cedis. At that price, the 6.6 million they projected was supposed to cost 99 million. Yet in 2026 budget statement, the Education Ministry stated to have spent 45 cedis per pad, totaling 292 million cedis. So how come the 15 cedis per pad now rose to 45 cedis per pad? Mr. Speaker, the gap between 292 million and 99 million is 193 million cedis. Mr. Speaker, this raises serious questions. This is a huge scandal with a large amount of 193 million ending up where? Mr. Speaker, the NDC government must come clean and explain this to the people of Ghana. We cannot sweep this under the carpet. We cannot be quiet. We will not be mute. You cannot shut us. You cannot use your numbers. And perhaps, if not satisfied, add a presiding officer to it to crush the minority. We will be loud, we will be clear, we will be bold and confront the misgovernance. Mr. Speaker, this 2026 budget must be rejected, not out of spite, but out of duty. Not to score points, but to defend the future. Not to win an argument, but to prevent another LWAC. Not in defiance of the Constitution, but to defend it. Mr. Speaker, our friends appear clueless. Our friends appear not to understand the very mandate that has been given them by the people of Ghana. Every single thing they say, they do the opposite. Every single promise they make, they resolve. A question must be asked. Can they point to a single social intervention program since they assumed office in 2025 January? Can the NDC point to a single social intervention program that they have initiated since January 2025? Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, when Ghanaian people mention free SHS, they know who Akufo-Addo. When the Ghanaian people mention health insurance, they know Kufuor. We can boast or the free maternal care.
Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor. Honorable Member, why? Honorable Member, why? Honorable Member, I mean you. I mean you. Why? Yes, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, if the Ghanaian people mention school feeding, they know of MPP. If the Ghanaian people mention free maternal care, they know of MPP. If the Ghanaian people mention health insurance policy, they know MPP. Mr. Speaker, public transport, investment in public transport, they even called it Kufuor bus. They know MPP. Mr. Speaker, when the Ghanaian people hear of the almighty free SHS, they know of MPP. Mr. Speaker, but when the Ghanaian people mention a government that abandoned job creation and decided to buy an aeroplane for the president to fly in, they know of NDC. When the Ghanaian people mention leadership of deceit, hypocrisy, propaganda, they mention NDC. Mr. Speaker, when the people of Ghana mention of deceit in the implementation of one job, three shifts, they mention NDC. Mr. Speaker, when they mention the double standard government that said it frowns against tax waiver, yet comes into this chamber claiming that it is rather streamlining a contract signed by the previous government and grants a whooping $10.4 million to a single entity, they mention NDC. Mr. Speaker, I want to challenge the NDC. If indeed the Tata contract was that bad, go and cancel it. Go and cancel it. We don't want you to streamline it. Don't come and protect anybody. Go and cancel it. Come back to Parliament for the review of the resolution and cancel the contract. Cancel it. $10.4 million to one company. Mr. Speaker, our friends in the NDC, it appears that they got the power, they are dazed, they have lost control in just 12 months. Today, there are ministers who appeared in this chamber. Anytime we ask them, have you received your releases? They are unable to answer. I want each of the ministers to dare the minority and be bold and state for Hansard whether indeed they received their releases. They received nothing. The government could not even prioritize its own programs. The government could not even implement its own programs. Ministers were left idle. Ministers were abandoned. Ministers became redundant. For those who were privileged to be members of this house, they found refuge in this house. This was their hiding place. They made themselves busy by always coming to this chamber. instead of being at their offices to execute government business. Because Sikanu Wahi, Yebisa, almost say Atu forcing. Yebisa, Atu forcing. Atu is indeed forcing. Atu is indeed forcing. Atu, you are forcing. You are forcing. You are forcing. You are forcing the youth out of jobs. You are forcing to get 18% electricity tariffs. You are forcing to ensure that you create a new VAT basket to compel many of our small-scale businesses to get into this new threshold. And Mr. Speaker, you know what you're going to do? Atu, you are forcing many people out of jobs. Hey, if you meet this minister, I say Atu is forcing. No, it's not me. Oh, it's Atu. It's Atu. Hey, Atu. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, even Parliament is given a paltry sum. Parliament has not been given sufficient allocation for its activities. Is it the government that cares? Must Parliament beg the government for its releases? Must government be begged for money to undertake its activities? Mr. Speaker, today, after succeeding in what I will call, the minority will call, judicial capture, they are on their way to ensuring electoral commission capture. But we tell you one thing, no matter what you do, no matter the intimidation, we, the mighty minority, we know that the better days of our country are ahead of us. We would hold your feet to the fire, would expose your incompetence, all your promises you made that you are unable to fulfill. We will not allow you to use propaganda to distract anybody. We will stay on course and hold you account to the very things you promised. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister was not here, but at the risk of being repetitive, Ghana Railway Development Authority, is there any railway ministry? Is there a Works and Housing Ministry? Go and check page 74, page 75 to page 76. Finance Minister, perhaps we may forgive you because you have an added responsibility at the Defense Ministry. Because they want you to buy the aircraft before you leave there. They want you to buy the presidential aircraft. Otherwise, why have they not appointed a new Defense Minister? They want you to finish that transaction. But your Deputy Minister and your technocrats, the various ministers, including the Roads and Highways Minister, where were they? Did this budget go to cabinet? Did they read over this budget? Finance Minister, this has never happened in the history of this country. You bring a budget of mistakes. You don't read over your budget. So, Mr. Speaker, by extension, every figure in this budget is compromised. We must now watch your figures again. That is how come you claim that within 3 months you are going to achieve 74 billion in revenue, when over 9 months you could achieve nothing much. Mr. Speaker, I shall conclude by urging the Finance Minister to take a cue from all the submissions from this side of the House, having exposed all the inaccuracies in this budget, all the propaganda in this budget, including all the submissions I have made at this dispatch box, specifically on pages 74, 75, and 76, to, without delay, and let me use a legal terminology, withdraw this budget statement forthwith and go back and do the right thing. Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
for aha Konaba television. A free enekuri Tuesday bia ya wada bia anase kwesiada ebia saa 3 days me yesi wo se meko live aye live program eye Ghana time no 7 p.m. na ye wo live that is 2100 CAT into person wo hear live program now we interactive with Asia Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays at 7 p.m. Ghana time 2100 CAT that is Central African time near our live our Konaba television so YouTube into fatu trim na join your page say be ya ubenya program ni bia hwenti kai so be like page no na me adomanos for notification subscribe to channel way for more update medase.
Hello Businyafo, unique laser whitening mama fishia pa na me kai say this Christmas so we pay products for papa attract your door for amana sre amana dawase amana love forever and ever dear. And one unique laser whitening product. I say your toothpaste no. I and your mom will do what dance. You using so dear. I am very simple. The only hand say utu so. Na would you go with brushing so. Na would you chuchu send the swing na come. And your products dear. Any tea stains, coffee stains, smoking stains beer. Unique laser whitening product. Pay in free swammer, come. So we pay a laser no so and when your gadget need dear indeed unique. I using the yeti very simple. Oh start here. Open use shade guide no first. I with the shade guide and actual so send a bell be how you are improving on the treatment. Using yeti crap. We are not wafa gel no. We gel now, and no Uchuso, or share a gel pen no crana, which means say a year indeed unique, or choice no cacra. Who said gel no flow through the brush. Now, or the FIFA, or sinisun na come. Uria, now wash your train. If you want more say beer on to me and kinkai, which me ready and neshe, there are instructions on how to use. In yellow picture form, instructions on how to use the product. News and yet dem cry. It is be not toma or duffel this Christmas. Put the gel no fat or sinisuria. Now wash your trade and then. 60 minutes. Now we are more rings when we na come and it's this Christmas day. Young Pomodia Yento unique laser whitening product. Young Famaya Dofo na on joy, na on sre, na on love you forever and ever. Unique laser whitening or say money seso.
No bambo here. Na me papa mu die. Pro Technologies and na me kan fama wo. Ani Pro Technologies. We are specialized in both sales and installation of CCTV cameras. Yeton, esa install CCTV cameras in the Sour Ghana and NASA brochure now for Ghana. Now beso CCTV camera installation. We need Pro Technologies and then so CCTV camera installation, electric fence, automated gate, access control, video doorbell. Opadia, man yene nane buansu that form. Ni general construction. So pesi si ufie di mau say ya bansoro. Dentia so washasiye na pesi ready bow and after na pesi sidima wono woni en eminsa woso nie de wo ni se ye no nyina ne wabochimemu ha ene branch ewa Ghana na enim obra wo bre nti so sika fa ensemu a sro bia nim wo dad da edan bi apese osi plan bia and which is so here solar power and abamba ho sensem bia de oni Pro Technologies eminsa woso ye smart home aba from fidie bi apese hye wo fi ana intercom ebi hujuma ene esanso interior decoration yes ufie na mawo na wa si ufie na pese siesi hodoma wo se eye office ye betwa ho neat ne wo car tracker ana GPS how betimi dia track your car bibia car ne nam bia obetimi ahwe e wo phone so and which is so ton fidie bi na wo ho ko e first install ana ne settings ye beye e ama. Ye Ghana office ewo Ashie, Adenta Dodoa Road, Yene CDG, and the DNMShe. For information or WhatsApp +1 401 75 70 300 and +1 401 69 92 254. Pro Technologies, customer satisfaction is our topmost priority.
It's centered on your grace.